police in Arkansas.
Question regarding supporting the police.
Senator Johnson evidently brought his own notes on this topic, but well, no, you raised a good point. There's three big issues in this session. There's education, public safety, and taxes. There's going to be a lot of other important things. That's not to say that those are the only three, but those are the big three that will impact your everyday life more than anything else. And from a public safety perspective, we've got to build a new state prison. This is not something that people necessarily want to hear or take joy in hearing, but we're over 100% capacity in our state prison system. And we haven't added any capacity to our state prison system in the last 2 decades. I think Shania Twain was at the top of the country charts the last time we added state prison capacity. And as a result, we have done a terrible thing both to our county jails and to our communities. The state has taken the prisoners that they do not have room for in the state prisons, and they've shoved them down into the county jails, and they've failed to reimburse them at a proper rate, which has led to bad consequences for our counties. In addition to that, we've had to basically play catch and release with a lot of state prisoners. And these are not people who were arrested for smoking pot or jaywalking. These are people who committed horrible, often unspeakable, violent crimes. And they're being just turned loose over and over and over. I talked to a woman from Nina. I'm sure you all know where Nina is, over southwest corner of the state. This woman told me the story of how her family was the victim of a quadruple homicide. 4 members of her family were brutally murdered, including 2 children. And the man that slaughtered their family had been paroled 9 times. This is the kind of thing that's happening in our state, and it's fueling the crime crisis that you see on the news every day. And so we've got to expand our prison capacity to deal with that. There's going to be a big bill to reform our parole system so we stop the catch and release of these violent criminals. And our Attorney General, Tim Griffin's been all over this issue. He's been talking about it to anybody that'll listen. And then I have a small bill tangentially related to this that's dealing with, that will deal with police specifically, because we have such a hard time recruiting and retaining people into the police profession. And part of that starts with showing them respect. Part of that starts with paying them what they deserve and what they're worth. I've got a bill that I'm going to call the Law Enforcement GI Bill. I'm still working on. But basically, it's a tuition benefit. It will hopefully be a tuition benefit program for our police. That just like the real GI Bill, if they don't use it, they can use it for their spouse or their children, and hopefully that will help act as a recruitment tool. But I can't think of anybody more deserving of that than the folks who keep us safe.
The thing I pulled out of my pocket was